It's been one of those frustrating weeks this week. You know, when you've got a really boring job to do and all you want to do is sew. We're having work done on the house and I had painting and varnishing to do. I know, I would have rather been sewing. I did get some done, so let's have a little sewing chat together. Hi there, I'm Christine the Gemini Stitcher and welcome to my sewing space. Before we start, I just want to say a big yay! It's been a bit of a struggle, but I've got myself over the 5,000 subscribers hump this week or last week. Huge thank you to everybody who has subscribed recently to help me get there. You've made my day. And a super huge thank you to everybody who's been following my channel. It's been going for 2 years, and if you're one of the first people who started following me, thank you for sticking with me. It means the world to me. When I started this little vlogging channel 2 years ago, well over 2 years ago now, I didn't have a flipping clue what I was doing. I just went in at the deep end, started vlogging and learnt as I went along. So my subscribers grew gradually but slowly. And looking back now, I sort of think that's possibly a good way to do it. Some vloggers start and they already know other sewing vloggers and they mention them on their channels and they get loads of instant subscribers. That didn't happen to me because I didn't know anybody who vlogged. But I've got there and I'm proud of myself. I've done it all myself, on my own steam. You're all watching me because you like my vlogs, hopefully. I've learned loads. I've learned hopefully how to vlog a little bit better than I did when I first started. I've learned all about vlogging cameras. I've learned how to edit vlogs. I've learned about lighting. There's still loads to learn, but I'm loving it. So I thought we'd start today's vlog by going back and watching the beginning of my first Monday Makes and Plans vlog that I did over 2 years ago. And then we'll have a little critique of it and you can tell me, I'm going to say what I think has improved. And you can tell me, was I better then or am I better now? Should I go back to the Christine that I was 2 years ago? So let's wind the clock back and see how I got on. Hi there, I'm Christine the Gemini Stitcher and welcome to my YouTube channel. You can see from my surroundings I've moved out of the house. I have a sewing shack, as I call it, in the garden, and I'm starting to get it ready for spring and summer because obviously it's too cold to sew out there in winter, but I'm moving back my stuff all back outside, not inside. So I thought I'd do my first Monday plans and makes video out in my sewing shack so you can all see where I'm going to be for the summer and the spring. So I'll start with what I'm wearing. I haven't been doing this and I've noticed that other YouTubers are, so I will follow suit. I'm wearing the Billy sweatshirt by Tilly and the Buttons with the balloon sleeves, and I've used, you can see, a lovely glittery cuffing around the neck, and the fabric is one that I've had for a while. I got it from a company called Flamingo Fabrics. I will put the link below. They do some gorgeous French terries and sweatshirting fabrics at quite reasonable prices, so it's worth having a look. So what did I make last week? Not too bad, to be honest, on my D-Stash challenge. And I've made a start on my So Frugal challenge as well. So I'll give you a sneaky peek at that.
But before I show you any fabrics, I hope you all had a fantastic Mother's Day yesterday. I had a lovely day. I just did exactly what I wanted, which was sewing. But my lovely son, Ben, had a brainwave for Mother's Day this year, and he got me. Are you ready for this? He didn't get me flowers, he got me flowery fabric. How gorgeous is that? I am absolutely buzzing. The best present ever. Well done, Ben. It's a, for a 22-year-old lad, he's not done bad. It's a cotton lawn, it's good quality. And look at those sunflowers. Absolutely beautiful. I've got to rack my brain what to make with this to do it justice now. It's got to be something that's going to last a long time, because that is a phenomenal present for a sewer anyway. So what have I made this week? The first thing is, hear the hanger rattling, one of the THEA blouses. It's been on one of my de-stash videos, this, and I've made it with a lovely frill on the bottom. Now, the alterations I've done on this pattern are I've raised the neckline and I did a narrow shoulder adjustment. I am a 35 bust, but I made this in the smallest size because the first one I made in the size according to my measurements, and it was huge. So the second thing that I've made are part of my Make 9 challenge, and I made my first pair of Mitchells. This is a fabric that I've had in my stash for a while. Sorry, they're a bit creased. So the Mitchells are a closet core pattern, and again, I'll pop the link below. They have this unusual dart, pleat detail on the front, where that's the pocket, and then there's a pleat here that you can see that goes down the front, and I quite like them. They're a comfortable fit. These are the tapered leg version, and in my plans for next week I am going to be making the wide leg ones. Scary. Never made wide leg trousers because I'm only 5 foot, so we'll see what they look like on me. It might be a total disaster, but we'll see. So that was my second make from last week. The third thing I did was a bit of a cheat. I'd already started making these last summer, and don't know why I fell out with them, but I must have done anyway. I have 2 or 3 things that need finishing off, and I thought, right, I'm going to finish something off this week out of my, I call it my disaster bag. These weren't a disaster. These are a pair of sashes with the nice pockets on the front, and then the backs. I've chickened out and not done the welt pockets. It's plain on the back. So they're a pair of sashes in a lovely cotton stretch sateen fabric from Guthrie & Garney. Again, the link will be below. They have quite a few different designs in this fabric, and it's really nice for spring. So I'm looking forward to wearing those. And then the last thing, second to last thing that I've made is a viola top from Forget Me Not Patterns. Love this colour. And it goes great with these trousers. I think that's why I finished the trousers. So, I know I've got something half finished that will go with this top. You can see that there's a lot of tucks and pleats in the front. A jersey top normally takes me, I would say, half a day from cutting out. I spent all day doing this because there's a lot of precision where those tucks are. There is a video to help you, which is great. So I do recommend, if you buy that pattern, it's the viola top by Forget Me Not Patterns.
Well, that was a baptism of fire, wasn't it? So I've picked 3 things that I think I've improved on since then, and they are camera angle. Yes, I had the camera on a desk while I was recording on my laptop. I didn't even have a camera. So I was limited by the angle that I could have on the recording of the vlog. And I was looking down, which isn't a very flattering angle, is it? But that was what I did. I didn't know any different. There were a lot of nerves in my voice. I don't know if you could tell, particularly at the beginning. Yeah, I was very nervous. And when I'm nervous, I put on what I call my school teacher voice. It's very clipped, not very natural. I try to hide my Lancashire accent subconsciously. Honestly, I'm very proud of it and I don't want to hide it, but I think I do when I'm nervous. And yeah, that all came across in that video. And the last thing that was really obvious was that my voice kept going out of sync. I had real problems. I had a clip-on microphone which worked great, but when I downloaded the vlog and I was in my editing software, it tended to sometimes go a little bit out of sync and I didn't always see it until it was loaded up to YouTube, and then it was too darn late to do anything. I now use a camera that's mounted, I now use a microphone that's mounted on my camera. I think it's a lot better. You do get background noise with it because it's not one that's personally up against me, but that's my personal choice. Let me know, should I go back to a clip-on microphone or are we happy with the sound the way I've got it at the moment? So they were the three things that I picked up on. If you spotted anything else that I was doing that was just not right, then let me know. And if I do anything now that you want me to stop doing, I'll try and stop. But I am uniquely me. My sayings, the way I say things, my hand actions, I know I'm conscious, I use my hands quite a lot. Somebody said once, you shouldn't point at the camera. If I do and it annoys you, sorry, it's just me. When I get excited, my hands start coming into view. And that's just uniquely me. I've had some lovely comments this week, and one that I think relates to me looking at my vlogging style is a lady said that she loves my vlogs, blah, blah, blah. It was like having a friend in the room, which is absolutely lovely, and said, please don't go all Hollywood on us now. What does that mean? Ooh, does it mean I'm going to come on camera in my best ball gown with my makeup artist doing my makeup, my hairstylist done my hair, all the jewellery that I wear, all matching? It isn't going to happen. Don't worry. I am who I am. I have got my sparkly earrings in today. These are my B earrings that I got on my first visit when I went to Barcelona. I think it's a year and a half ago now. Went with the hubster, so I didn't do much fabric shopping. But I love Barcelona. And I'm wearing my new Uno top from Sinclaire Patterns. Now, I have shown you this before. We're in snuggly season, so that's what I'm wearing. And I'll just whiz back. I'm wearing it with a pair of matching plateau joggers. And we're all snuggled up. Definitely not Hollywood. This is Lancashire. So at the start of the vlog, I said that I've been doing a frustrating job and it was stopping me from sewing. I've varnished 11 doors. I bought oak doors, wanted them for years, decided we're having new doors and we're having oak. But I went a bit tight and decided I wanted to save a little bit of money by finishing the doors myself. You can buy doors pre-finished. And I thought, when I worked it out, it was going to cost me an extra £600. A lot of money. So I thought, no, I can do this myself. Do I wish I'd bought them pre-finished? No, I'm glad that I've done it myself, but boy has it been boring. But they're done now, so normal service will resume. I can sit in my sewing room all this week and sew, and that's what I plan to do as a treat for finishing the doors. So what did I actually get done last week? I did do some sewing. I varnished doors in the mornings and then treated myself to a couple of hours of sewing every afternoon. And I've finished one garment. Now it's on Rita, so I'll just adjust the camera angle and then you can see what I've made. So here we go. It is the ROSLYN blouse from MIMOI, a French pattern company, and it's the first garment on my mini capsule, and I will pop the link to that mini capsule below if you didn't get to watch it, because it goes through the 3 garments that I'm going to be making. Hopefully, well, it's not going to be by the end of October. The plan was they were meant to be all done in October. The doors took over and I've not got as much done as I wanted to, but I am continuing with them. That's life, isn't it? But this is the first garment and it is the ROSLYN blouse. Absolutely loving it. And I'm not going to go into too much detail on this vlog because there's a lot of detail in this garment. A lot of work's gone into it. So Thursday's vlog is going to be a deep dive into the ROSLYN blouse by MIMOI. So if you're interested in trying a MIMOI pattern and you've not dipped your toe in the water, then I'm going to review the pattern company and I'm going to also review the ROSLYN blouse. So join me on Thursday for that. Now I absolutely love Maison Fauve patterns, but I've not bought any for a while. Mainly because they take their time releasing them as PDFs and I didn't want to buy the hard copy paper patterns. But I've bitten the bullet. Now some of these patterns are PDFs, but when I worked it out I was saving £1.50 by buying a PDF and then waiting for it to be printed. So I thought this isn't logical and it's frustrating me. So I've ordered 3 of the paper patterns from the Fold line. Now if you spend over a certain amount of money at the Fold line you get free postage. So I bought all 3 patterns together. I had a bit of a splurgeroo. And they're not here yet, but I'm going to go through the patterns that I bought and show you the fabrics. And you can tell me whether you think you'd want to make them. Do you like the fabrics that I'm planning to use, or do you think they won't work? I really value your feedback. I take it all on board and it helps me. You are my style gurus. I can't afford for someone to come in and restyle and refashion my wardrobe, so you guys are helping me do it myself. So let's have a look at the 3 patterns that I've purchased. The first pattern is one that I needed for my mini capsule, and it's the Brooklyn trousers. Some images of the Brooklyns will be popping up here. They're a wide leg trouser. They've got, I think it's a side zip, so you've not got the traditional front zip in these trousers. So there's an invisible zip at the side. And that means they've been able to put pleats around the front. And they've got interesting back pocket details. I think they're a faux welt pocket, which is good news for me because I don't like doing welt pockets, not on my bum anyway. So I'm going to make the Brooklyns. This is the fabric I'm going to make the Brooklyns in. It's a teal coloured needle cord or baby cord. I got it from my local Abercarns. I think there's probably about 2 meters of it, so plenty enough to make the trousers. And I'm going to make the Brooklyns out of this fabric. Pattern number 2 is the Tempete blouse. Now, this was also on my recent pleats and pin tucks blouse video. The ROSLYN was on there as well. And I want to make the Tempete. I've ogled this pattern since it came out. Waited and waited for it to come out in PDF. It's still not out on PDF. So I thought, to heck with it, I'm going to buy it. So it's on the way from the fold line. Yeah, if you want to know more about the Tempete blouse, then go back to the pleats and pin tucks vlog and have a deep dive into it with me. But I'm loving the pleats on the shoulders. I like the draped high neck detail on it. I think it's going to be quite a quick make for me. And I need to make it in some fabric that's going to just make that blouse look stunning. So this is the fabric I'm going to use for the Tempete blouse. It was one that I bought on my recent trip to Barcelona. It's a viscose satin and it's got a huge fleur-de-lis pattern all over it. And apart from those pleats on the shoulders, I think it's a plain enough pattern to go for a really wild patterned fabric. So I am definitely making the Tempete blouse in this beautiful fabric. It was bought from Julian Lopez. If you're going to Barcelona, definitely go to that shop. It was amazeballs. Oh, we spent ages and ages in there. It wasn't cheap fabric. I think I paid about €19 a metre for it, but buttery soft. Oh, beautiful. Can't wait to make the Tempete up in this. And the third pattern that I ordered, it has been on my radar again for quite a while, and I've bitten the bullet. And it's the SOLIFLORE dress. And it's going to be a beautiful winter pattern. It's a dress or a blouse, so I plan to make both up. But initially, I'm gonna go for the dress. Go big or go home, as they say. So I'm loving the high collar. I've got a thing about high collars in winter. I think it makes me feel warmer and cozier. But I'm loving the neck detail on it. Love the slit at the front. And I'm probably going to make it quite long, I think, with some knee-high boots. I think it's going to look stunning. I've got 2 fabrics in mind. So let me know in the comments which one of these 2 fabrics you would make the SOLIFLORE up in. So here they are. The one on this side is a ditzy leopard print on an olive green background. It's a viscose twill, and I bought it from Mr. Tissue a while back when I did my cheeky online order that I'm not allowed to do anymore. So option 1, the ditzy leopard print, or option 2 is a viscose linen fabric that I bought at the Festival of Quilts earlier in July, and it's got a floral, mustardy floral fabric on a cream background. So let me know which one. I'm actually erring towards the leopard print, obviously, because I love a bit of leopard print, and I haven't done any for a while. I've been forcing myself not to buy leopard print. Have you noticed? And I've been buying lots of plain fabrics, which is making me do a more cohesive wardrobe. It's working. But yeah, I think I like this one, but that one will probably be more flexible. It'll mean I can wear it in the spring as well because it's paler colours. Let me know what you think. So what am I planning on doing this week? Well, as I said at the beginning, doors are all varnished. Yay! So I can get back to some serious sewing. And I've got 3 things that I need to make this week. The first one is an apology. When I did the Sewing Bee sweepstake, I did a prize for the winner and I've not made it. So that is going to get made up this week. So the lady who goes by the Angle Old Tyke Sews, please accept my sincere apologies. Your prize will be wending its way to you later this week. It is top of my list of makes to crack on with. So when I've got that done, what else am I going to make for me? Well, the second thing on my mini capsule that I did was to make the Oreo jacket or shacket from Itch to Stitch. Now, the blouse that I've made has got quite a stiff stand-up collar on it, and the Oreo is a hoodie type zip up. So I thought it's not really gonna go. Now, if I'd have done a little thin collar or collarless blouse as my blouse option, then the hoodie type jacket would have been perfect. But it isn't going to work, and it's good to accept and acknowledge when you make mistakes and don't just keep going gung-ho. No, this is what I'm making. You're allowed to make mistakes and change your plans, and that's what I've done with this mini capsule. So I am still using the check fabric. This is the fabric. I've got a small piece of it left because I've already cut it out. So I'm going to be making a tried and true, to me, THEA shacket. It's a loose fitting shacket, so it will fit better over the top of the blouse. And that's all ready, cut out and ready to go. So garment number 2, or item number 2 for this week, is get the THEA shacket made. And then, as I already said, got a little cheeky piece of the fabric left. So I thought, I'm going to make a total ensemble and go, I was going to say go all Hollywood. You don't wear a shacket in Hollywood, do you? Anyway, just feel put together. So I'm making the Brooklyn trousers, I've made the Roslyn blouse, I'm making the THEA jacket, and I want to make a matching bag as well. So I'm going to use the offcuts from the THEA jacket, and I've got some textured turquoisey blue pleather out of my bag making stash. I'm going to put those two together to make a bag. Now the bag that I found is from Country Cow Designs, and it's the ZALMORA bag. There's an image of the ZALMORA bag probably popping up there, so you know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to do the base in the pleather, and I think I'm going to do the crossbody strap in the pleather as well, and the top part, and maybe even the lining as well, in the check fabric. So that's plan number 3. Now, in my stash, I've only got silver finings or sliders, D-rings, all the bits that you need to make the bag with. They're all silver. So I've got an order, and I didn't want it silver. I wanted something a little bit different, so I've got on order some black, matte black finings, and they will be here hopefully later today. They have all been ordered from that place with an A that I love using, and if they're good quality when they arrive next week, I will show you them and bob you the links if you're interested in purchasing the same as me. So they're my make plans for this week. I'm going to be a bit of a busy girl, aren't I? I can't guarantee I'm going to get them all done. The prize is the priority, and that's definitely going to get done. And then I'll see how I feel, whether I fancy making the shacket first or the bag. I have a feeling it's going to be the bag, because I've not made a proper full bag for a while, so it's nice to do something different, isn't it? So that's it for this week, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Thank you if you subscribe to my channel. If you don't, please consider subscribing, because if you've got to the end of this vlog and you're still watching, you might quite like to watch some more of my vlogs. And the best way to know when I put one up is to subscribe to the channel. I can't wait for all your comments. A little apology here because I've been a bit lax on responding to comments at the moment. I gave myself a break from YouTube when I went to Barcelona, and I'm still catching up. But I do try and will eventually comment on your comments. I appreciate all of them, so keep them coming. Keep liking, keep subscribing, and keep my little channel growing for me. So 2 years on YouTube, 5,000 subscribers, absolutely made up with it. Let's see what the next 2 years brings. I promise I will still be uniquely me. It won't be Hollywood in any way, shape or form. We'll still be in my little sewing space. Might have a better vlogging camera down the line, who knows. I want to try and do more vlogging out and about. I do make a conscious effort and then fail at that, so hopefully that's something I'll be doing more of. But apart from that, it will be business as usual, and I will see you on Thursday when we look at the ROSLYN blouse and find out what I really thought of it. So see you on Thursday, and have a great sewing week. Bye!